Welcome into our NFL Recap Week 4 edition, and boy, it was a doozy. We had upsets, nail-biters, blowouts, statement wins from unheralded teams, and exciting overtime finishes, because Lord forbid a game end in a tie. And thankfully, none did. So let's get the ball rolling here with last Thursday night's game. Chicago at Green Bay. Aaron Rodgers tosses 4 touchdown passes, 2 to Jordy, 1 to Randy, and 1 to Devontae E. And Green Bay takes this game easily, and they take back the all-time series lead against Chicago for the first time since the Great Depression was a thing. Green Bay going to 3-1 on the season. On to Sunday's action. In the early game in London, we had New Orleans taking on the Miami Dolphins, and New Orleans making Miami look like the London silly nannies over there as they put up a big goose egg on the scoreboard. And the Saints take care of business as they climb back up in the standings, getting to 2-2 after their 0-2 start, and Miami falling to 1-2 on the season. Somehow getting worse. Next up, we've got the Battle for Ohio. AFC North matchup, Andy Dalton firing 4 touchdown passes. The Browns really should have thought about hiring the Bengals' recently fired offensive coordinator, Ken Zampese, because he apparently is the only one that knows how to stop Andy Dalton. Cincinnati easily takes this one 31-7, and Cincinnati, they may be 1-3 now on the season, but they look like a different team than the one that got shut out in Week 1 by Baltimore. And the Browns, keep the faith. Keep the faith. We believe in you. Buffalo at Atlanta. Matt Ryan, where you at, bro? 5 interceptions in the past 2 weeks. Man, the Bills' defense really getting it done this season. Atlanta, here they are driving late, and my goodness, did you not learn anything from the Super Bowl? A 3rd and 1, you pass the ball. A 4th and 1, you pass the ball. Boom, you lose. I mean, run the ball. But it's the Buffalo Bills winning this one, and they are 3-1 on the season, and might I say, they are the surprise team of the NFL so far this year. You have my attention, sirs. Now we have Jacksonville on the road taking on the New York Jets, and Bilal Powell, how about 169 yards for you on the day, including this 75-yard touchdown scamper? But here we have Miles Jack late saying, I see your 75-yard run, and I raise you an 81-yard fumble return for a touchdown, putting Jacksonville back in this game. They force overtime, but alas, it is the Jets who win the field position battle throughout overtime, and they get the field goal opportunity to win this game, 23-20. Jets go to 2-2 on the season, and Jacksonville falling to 2-2, leaving people still wondering if they're even a good team. Next up, we have Detroit traveling to Minnesota in a big NFC North divisional matchup, and it was largely a defensive struggle throughout this game. Amir Abdullah for the Lions paces the offense with 94 yards, including this touchdown run. Lions hang on late in Minnesota to win this one 14-7, and adding injury to insult here, Dalvin Cook, the star rookie running back for the Vikings, going down with an ACL injury. He is out for the season. Tough times, Vikings. Tough times. Happy times for Detroit, though. They are 3-1, and they are looking good so far. Going back to the narrative of trying to figure out which teams are good yet, we didn't really get any answers and more confusion with Carolina traveling to New England. Like, what is the Pats defense even doing? Kelvin Benjamin left wide open their biggest receiving threat on a big gain here, and Cam Newton meanwhile finding his groove, accounting for 4 total touchdowns, including this touchdown run, which gives him 50 career rushing touchdowns, which is an NFL record for a quarterback. The upset is on, folks, as Carolina gives New England its 2nd home loss of the season already. These are not the Patriots that we're used to seeing in the past. Where's the defense? Good win for the Panthers. They look like they actually will be a good team this year. Maybe. We'll find out next week, I guess. Next up, we've got the LA Rams traveling to Big D to take on the Cowboys. And ladies and gents, this one was a barn burner. Zeke here showing off his pass-catching skill and reaching for the end zone, getting the touchdown here. Yes, he will have his cake and eat it too. But Todd Gurley showing off his pass-catching skill as well, catching this one and running all the way into the end zone for a touchdown. And holy guac, what a season Todd Gurley has had so far. This man is a beast. The Rams defense holds on late in this one as they get the victory 35-30 over the Cowboys. The Rams 3-1 on the season so far and looking good doing it. Guys, we are well on our way to a Rams-Bills Super Bowl matchup, just as I predicted. Big AFC North matchup here. This one's always big between the Steelers and the Ravens. Big Ben finds his juju here, who displays my favorite touchdown celebration of this season so far. But it was Le'Veon Bell's day, who carries the ball 35 times for 144 yards and 2 touchdowns, and the Steelers take hold of first place in the division, taking down the Ravens 26-9. Next up, we've got Tennessee taking on the Texans. I thought we weren't going to do this one.
Do the highlight.
No, I thought we were going to skip this one in the recap.
What? Just do it.
No.
Quit being a sore loser.
Okay. Jeez. All right, fine. Tennessee taking on the Texans in Houston. The Titans defense could not stop paint from drying on Sunday, much less Deshaun Watson, who painted a historic picture worthy of the Sistine Chapel. Watson ties a rookie quarterback record with 5 total touchdowns in this game. As if things could not have gone worse for the Titans on this day, quarterback Marcus Mariota goes down with a pulled hamstring. He does not return for the second half, and his status is on a day-to-day timetable, which means I have no idea what that means. We know nothing. We don't know when he's coming back, and we're all scared and praying and sad. Titans get obliterated by the Houston Texans by a final score of 14-. Moving on to an NFC West game, the San Francisco 49ers going to Arizona to take on the Cardinals, and it was an epic battle of field goal kicking. 9 total field goals were scored in this game, and so much field goal kicking was scored that it went into overtime. The 49ers adding a field goal, which means the Cardinals must respond with a field goal of their own or a touchdown to win the game. Carson Palmer, he'll go for the win to Larry the Legend himself, Fitzgerald. The Cardinals go to 2-2 on the season with this win. The 49ers still winless, 0-4. Speaking of 0-4, we have the Philadelphia Eagles traveling to the Los Angeles Chargers. Or was it the Chargers traveling to Philadelphia? I couldn't really tell because of the crowd noise. Phillip Rivers here in this game passes for 347 yards and 2 touchdowns with this biggie to Lord Tyrell. But it was LeGarrette Blount having himself a 136-yard day on the ground. On just 16 carries, they could not tackle this man. And the Eagles as a team run for 214 yards. You've got to be able to run the ball to win games. Right, Atlanta? The Birds take this one and the lead in the NFC East by a score of 26-24, and the Chargers 0-4. They're 0-for. Speaking yet again of winless teams, New York Giants traveling to Tampa Bay to take on the Bucs. A lot of people's Super Bowl contender pick Giants are making a lot of people look stupid right now. Jameis and the Bucs will have nothing of it. He will be passing for over 300 yards and 3 touchdowns, including this one to their first-round pick, O.J. Howard. The Giants do make this one interesting and take the lead late, but Bucs kicker Nick Folk says, "I want the ball and I'm gonna score," and he does just that as he puts it through, giving the Bucs the win 25-23. They go 2-1 on the season. We go back to another divisional game with the Raiders traveling to the Broncos. AJ Derby showing off some hands in this game. He'll get the touchdown here, and surprisingly, it is a low-scoring affair as the Raiders, they're struggling to find their offense for the second straight week. But Derek Carr does find Johnny on the spot Holton for the 64-yard touchdown. But once again, as Mariota went down with an injury, Derek Carr must also go down with an injury, as the prophecy foretold. The Raiders' offense cannot muster the comeback with E.J. Manuel taking over, and Denver goes on to take this one 16-10. They go 3-1 on the season, Oakland dropping to 2-2. But more importantly, Derek Carr's back injury will sideline him for the next 2 to 6 weeks, so a big blow to that Raiders team. For the Sunday night football matchup, Indianapolis traveled to Seattle to take on the Seahawks in a place that is always difficult to play, as Jacoby Brissett found out. The Seahawks defense ended up scoring 2 touchdowns in this game, but it was surprisingly a close first half as Brissett finds Dorsett for the touchdown here, but in the second half, Seattle absolutely pours it on, including this fumble return by Mr. Wagner, and Russell Wilson tossing 2 fourth-quarter touchdown passes, and the route is on. The Seattle Seahawks take this one 46-18. In the final game of the week, we've got the Kansas City Chiefs hosting the Washington Redskins, and it was a good one, folks. Kirk Cousins giving the Chiefs a run for their money here with this deep pass to Terrell Pryor right off the bat. The Redskins take the lead in the early going, but the Chiefs do what the Chiefs do, and they return the blow with this touchdown pass to Travis Kelce. And late in the game, it is Alex Smith making this clutch play to Albert Wilson down the sideline to set up the game-winning field goal. The field goal is good, the Redskins go down, and the Chiefs are the lone unbeaten team in the NFL at 4-0. They are the team to beat. They are good. They're very good. There you have it. That is all of the games that I have for you. If there was another one, I would have loved to have done it as well, but those are the only teams that are in the NFL so far. Good luck, farewell, and go Titans.